Hey everybody, it's Devin here with Devin Does It. Just wanted to go over some stuff regarding the school that I got accepted to. It looks like I got accepted to go to the Tokyo Art Academy in Tokyo, and I'm going to be starting school in April of 2022. The first day of class is on the 11th, and I want to kind of go over some of the things that I'm going to expect to be doing when I'm out there. I want to go over the length of the terms for the school. I want to go over the class schedule, kind of like an estimate about what a daily life might look for a student there. I want to go over some of the holidays that they give you off and just kind of deep dive into what I think it's going to be like when I'm finally over there. So I got my laptop in front of me, I got the class schedule pulled up and the different terms pulled up as well, so we can go over that. So let's hop on over into that. So let's go over the school terms. I know that the dates here say 2021, but it shouldn't be an issue. I believe that the dates that the school has emailed me are only about 1 day off or so, so this should be accurate enough for what we need to do. So the entrance ceremony here is on April 7th, and it's actually April 6th, and it's possible for you to take it over the internet on Zoom if you're going to apply for a hybrid class. I'm not going to be doing that. I hope to attend in person if they have an in-person one, but if not, then I might go to an internet cafe with a webcam and take the entrance ceremony over the internet. Here it states that the classes are from April 12th to June 25th, and also the July term is from July 12th to September 24th. So personally, I got accepted for 6 months, so that would be from April 11th all the way to October 11th, which would be the end of the July term. So for the actual class times, April 12th to June 25th would be the spring term or the first quarter. And the second quarter for me would be from July 12th to September 24th. For the holidays, there is Golden Week off. So that is a week where, or it's 10 days where everyone in Japan gets time off from their job or from school and they get to go travel. A lot of people use this time because there's not that many holidays for employees in Japan. So it's really popular. I believe that during this time in April, there's the cherry blossoms. They all bloom, so everyone goes to like cherry blossom viewing events, and it's just a really pretty time in Japan, or so I've heard. I've never actually been to Japan in April. For the second term, there is a couple holidays here, July 19th and September 20th, and then there's also Obon holiday, which is August 7th to August 15th. So there's actually a decent amount of holidays. I mean, there's 9 days in April. You got, what is that? Like 10 days in for summer vacation. I know my math isn't correct, but whatever. You have another 10 or so days at the end of the July term, and then so it seems like there's like 20 days off, for the two terms. So it's like a month of free time. That's a pretty sizable amount of time to just be not in school. So I'm excited to be in Japan and exploring the country. Maybe I'll go on some trips, maybe I'll stay local, maybe I'll make some friends and hang out with them. That'd be cool. I'm looking forward to meeting my fellow classmates, and hopefully we can all share our experiences, learn from each other. But I also want to make friends with some locals. So if that's possible, I'm going to try and do that as well. I hope to stay for another 2 terms if my bank account allows me, or if I'm able to get a part-time job and save up enough to continue paying my rent as well as tuition. It would be like another $3,900 for the next 2 terms. So I would need, according to my other video, I'd need like another 10 grand to really stay in the country for another 2 terms. So let's see if I can make that happen. But over here, it says the classes for October term start on October 12th and end on December 17th. And then the January term starts on January 10th and then ends on March 18th. So I'm really hopeful that I can make that work. And I will now pop on over here to the study abroad course overview. So for my Tokyo school, Entrance is on these months. These are the 4 quarters that we just went over. Classes are Monday to Friday, and they're, according to this, 3 hour classes and 3 hours and 15 minutes or 3 hours and 30 minutes. 9:15 a.m. to 12:30 or 1:30 to 4:45. So, depending on your proficiency, you get placed into either a morning class or an evening class. If I remember correctly, I believe that the morning classes are for beginners and the intermediates are in the evening. So I'm assuming that I'm going to be put in an intermediate or a beginner class because my Japanese proficiency is pretty much right at baseline JLPT N5, which is the level system that the nation bases proficiency on. I took a test earlier in the year, and this is when I was like studying more diligently, and I passed the JLPT N5, but it was by like 5%. And the bar for passing is also not super high. They give you quite a lot of leniency with missing questions, but I think I'm going to be able to hopefully bypass the very, very entry level and then get put into the second term. And we'll go over that right now. So requirements here are graduating from high school. This is just baseline how you get into the school. They offer you a student visa, and the minimum duration is 6 months with a maximum of 2 years. For foreign citizens, a student visa is immediately given or extended for 2.5 years. So right now, once my visa gets accepted, I do have a 2.5 year window to be able to be in the country studying, but I guess here they say 2 years, but that time all depends on the time that you're in Japan. So let's say I get my visa today. It wouldn't start today. It actually starts the day you enter the country. And let's say I leave and then go back. That time that I'm back here in the States, it wouldn't count towards my student visa out there. So it's only time spent in Japan, which is really nice. So you can like come back, go back, and still have your two-year visa, but you can only stay a maximum of 2.5 years as a student, and then you need to find some sort of other visa sponsorship, like find a wife, have a kid, get a job, all those things, or self-sponsor if you can do that. So for the objectives, they have this nice breakdown of what they think the progression would be based on the terms that you stay. So first term is the beginner level, and you acquire the basic communication skills for everyday life. So that would be learning the bulk of vocabulary. That way you can probably create very, very basic things like, hi, I'm Devin, how are you? Just greetings and stuff like that. I hope to be able to skip this because I think that I am a beginner, but I don't think I'm the very basic beginner. So I hope that when I take the entrance exam that I get past this. That way I can kind of accelerate my life there in my school life. The second term here is elementary. You learn the use of expressions of everyday conversation. You learn basic grammar rules. You express one's ideas in simple written form. This would be learning to further your knowledge in Japan with conversational Japanese. So I'm assuming you would go a little bit deeper into the grammar, the very basics of how to construct sentences like I think or I want or that is, stuff like that. Lower intermediate is the third term, and it's just getting deeper into that, you know. Fourth term is pre-intermediate. Confidence in everyday conversation, increase one's vocabulary with some technical words, achieve Japanese proficiency required to access a vocational school. So at this level, I believe when they say vocational school, they mean that you can join a school that studies a specific job. So they have like acting classes, or they have like web design, stuff like that. So I believe that this would be like middle school essentially for Americans out here. For the fifth term and sixth term, it is intermediate. So for 3 terms, you're really studying all of this same stuff for 9 months. So, you know, this is where the bulk of your conversational Japanese will come in, and you're really, you know, polishing your conversational skills, your ability to read, your ability to write and comprehend, listen, all that stuff. The 7th and 8th term are advanced. You'd be able to exchange opinions with native speakers effortlessly, achieve Japanese proficiency required to enter a university. So this would be if you're trying to go to university in college. So if you want to get into like Tokyo University or whatever, this is high level Japanese. And the ninth and 10th term, you're proficient. You debate on specific or abstract topics nearly like a native, theorize and discuss effortlessly on a given topics. I don't know, I'm hanging up on that word. Personally, I don't know if I'm going to try and get to this level. I think if you're at the 8th term, you're probably at JLPT N2, which is one below being extremely proficient. And that's enough to really get a job with a lot of companies. A lot of companies out there require you to have JLPT N2. JLPT N1 is obviously preferred because you're extremely proficient, but I think if I get to N2, I would be able to possibly find a company that would hire me as a translator or just be able to further my career out there. I'm not really sure, but that's where I want to get to. So if I get placed in term 2, that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that'd be a year and 3 quarters. So that would be a great stay. That would be almost the maximum for my student visa, and I would become extremely proficient in Japanese and hopefully be able to build a life over there. Here they have evaluations. So students' notes are evaluated on test results and assignment submissions. Teachers evaluate pronunciation, writing, grammar, listening, reading, conversation, composition, and behavior on a 5-point scale. So S, A, B, C, F. So here they have a timetable example of what each level class structure would be like from Monday to Friday. So the first hour, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, is pronunciation and vocabulary. The second hour, third and fourth hour for Monday through Thursday, is comprehensive Japanese. And then on Friday, it seems like you're doing a review of everything that you learned on the day, pronunciation, vocabulary, and homeroom. You have a test and conversation. I hope that I can skip this, but if I get placed in there, who knows? Any way that I can learn Japanese, I'll take it. At the intermediate level, so if we scroll back up here, that is actually the 5th and 6th term. So based on what this says, I actually probably would be placed in this elementary level because elementary level is right here, and I'm assuming all the way up to the 4th term. So let's scroll back down. Intermediate level, Monday is pronunciation, characters, and speed reading. Second hour is listening. Third hour is comprehensive Japanese, and fourth hour is the same. Tuesday, you work on written expressions and comprehensive Japanese. Wednesday is pronunciation and speed reading, also reading and conversation. Thursday is, Thursday is pronunciation, characters, and speed reading, comprehensive Japanese. And Friday is pronunciation, characters, and homeroom test and comprehensive Japanese. So it seems like you really get more into it in the intermediate level. It seems like there is more focus on reading, listening, and writing rather than here where you're just learning how to say things, probably learning katakana, hiragana, and maybe a little bit of entry-level kanji. And comprehensive Japanese, I would assume probably means grammar. That would be my assumption. And then the advanced level, I don't really need to go over this, but I am hoping that I get placed in the intermediate level, but I think that's highly unlikely. And that's pretty much all I wanted to go over. I just wanted to go over the class schedules, I wanted to go over the holidays, I wanted to go over the length of the terms, and in another video, I think I'm going to kind of dive deeper into what I'm going to do outside of class. Because if classes are from 9:15 to 12:45, I have like 10 hours of the day left over to do whatever I want. Obviously, I'm going to study at home. I think maybe I'll try and spend like 2 hours a day studying at home, and then I'm going to go out and try and like meet some people. At night, I might go to bars because a lot of people are very open to talk at bars, so it'd be great for conversational practice. Hopefully I'd be able to make some friends to study with in the school. That way we can like hold group study sessions where we go over the material that we're learning. But from some people that I've spoken to, I think that really trying to talk to the natives is a way to progress your comprehension, like your listening, and your actual speaking abilities, because as much as learning grammar is great, it's like knowing a math equation but not knowing where to place the numbers. So you really need to learn the vocabulary, you really need to listen, because the way that people pronounce things, your ears might not be able to pick it up. And a lot of this information that I'm referencing is actually from Matt Does Japan. He has a great series of videos. He created his own program called Refold that I'm subscribed to on Patreon, and he really dives deep into a lot of that. So if you want to check out his videos, he's a great resource for everything that has to do with learning Japanese, and he's someone that I look up to because his journey has been amazing so far. So I hope that this kind of explains what I'm going to be doing over there. I don't really know exactly what it's going to be like until I'm over there, but this gives myself kind of a way to judge how much time I need to focus on school and what to focus on outside of school, and kind of my block of day for what else I can do. So thank you all for watching my video. If you have any comments, leave them down in the bottom, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.